Hey there, team. I just wanted to slot in this quick clip before the actual video started. I've never seen an entire army squished into a gap this small, or a deployment zone this small. Anyway, um, poor old Isaac here has his entire army squished into just along this river. So yeah, it's just because I suppose this river's there, and that kind of stops it altogether, which is a bit weird. But this is cut there, and it sort of follows that same line. Huh. I do wonder why, but it's good that he can actually deploy there. That's at least, a lot of the time you just can't. I just wanted to grab the moment where the deployment phase ends and we get just the immediate explosion as Umbar spreads out. I'm not actually too sure when the deployment phase ends. Shouldn't be too long. I think the defenders have a lot of shuffling around to do, so they'll end it quite early. I just love all the shouting as these elite Umbar forces are just rumble and bubble against each other. And just all the there we go. Oh, the keepers. Yeah, nice. They immediately sort of went from this like tiny line to just out. And then they continue to sort of just, it's kind of like they're pushing, like when you're sort of pushing through a defensive line. That's kind of cool. Alright, nice. Anyway, I just wanted to slow that at the start of the video. Right. Hey there, team. So today we actually have a pretty interesting and quite, I would suppose, lore friendly Battle of Pelargir here. As we have the forces of evil men forces of Umbar and I was about to say Mahud, but Harad, assaulting a combined force of Gondor and Dol Amroth in Pelargir. The port city of Pelargir. So I'll start outside as the defenders continue just to shuffle around. The defenders have allowed the attackers to move inside the city proper, and I think that's a pretty sensible choice just considering how many possible points of attack the attackers would have if they chose to defend the outer city. And in a 3v5, that would be pretty tough to do. So we'll start with Text Dame over here on the far left. Because of the sort of hodgepodge nature of everybody, I will no doubt miss a unit or two, but hopefully if I spot anything that I didn't call it in the beginning, I'll stop. I'll call it out anyway. So we got some Alcrondas Legion, always going to see these guys in the siege, and some Corsair infantry here too. Then some Harbingers of Castamere. I think we saw a hidden unit of Corsair crossbows, and then there's one there too, two of those. Belgar Archers, and Balakith Axeguard. Not a massive army from Text today, but quite a bit of expense here and there, and a lot of fun tools they'll be able to use to do some serious damage. Corsair infantry there as well, so that could be a lot of arrow fire if the Corsair infantry are able to use up their full ammunition. Here's some more fodder from them though, in the form of these two Belgar footmen units. But no Belgar pikes or anything of that nature. Next Umbar here is Tyborg, PvP. We've got some more Harbingers. Is that where he's put his general today? Yes, it is. It is. Then we've got some Corsair Blackguard, some more Corsair Blackguard, some Adunheim Shield Guard there, 2 units of Corsair crossbows. I think we're going to see this from every Umbar army today, just because of the real power that crossbows have in siege. Some Balakith Axe Guard there, and especially when you're facing off against an army like Gondor and Dol Amroth as well with their armour. You're going to need something heavy to punch through that rather than just the standard Belgar archer units. Some more Alcrondas Legion, and some more Alcrondas Legion. 3 units altogether for him. Actually 4, if we include this one here. Some Belgar pikes he's got though. And a catapult. The Umbar catapult is manned by men of Harad, but it could just be, most of the Umbar populace is very mixed with Harad by this point in the lore, so it's fair enough that they're wearing some desert attire. And then we have some Naran Royal Guard up here too. And that's all he's got by the looks of things. Move over to the Inarius. Again, this is another video I grabbed from the RH communal video dump, so very grateful for that. Some Haradrim Archers here. moving up front. Very good sort of fodder to take a bit of damage. Another great unit of fodder. Some Harad spears, looking great with their sort of more dark tone that they've got now. I think it's a lot nicer. Then some more Haradrim spears mixed in with these Southron pikes. A very cheap but quite deadly combination, especially given the Southron pikeman's AP. Mumakil there, who had been sort of dancing around for a second. So it'll be fun to see them getting used in a siege. I think they can be quite powerful in a siege if you get them into a nice position. And Pelargir's got some wider street that they should be able to maneuver through. The demons of the desert here. Some dismounted serpent guard, some Mahud berserkers, some more trollmen, and Mahud berserkers there. There'll be a hidden unit here possibly. Oh, a hidden unit of Mahud berserkers? Yeah, okay, that looks like what it is. Then some trollmen, some champions of Nafarat, some more Haradrim archers, dismounted serpent guard, a bit of a space there, and some Hishari stalkers, the female ranger unit of Harad. Then if we go all the way over here, what is this one unit in the back? Ah, some Shari Shadows, another ranger unit, but this time mounted for Harad. It makes them very powerful that they can bring 2 body-piercing infantrymen to the field, well, 2 body-piercing archer units to the field. Very powerful in a siege, and on the field too. We've got the Royal Guard there by Isaac. He's managed to spread himself out. I actually had a look over, and unfortunately he's lost 4 men actually, because there's 2 men sort of laying in each other's footprint there. So that's too bad actually. I wonder what it is that causes them to die when they're like that, and I wonder why it was only 4 of them that did die. So these now are our Royal Guard, some Corsair crossbows. Pelargir archers there with an armor upgrade. Yeah, cool. Actually, maybe I think that's them with an armor upgrade. Then some Alcrondas Legion, say very, very common. Some Shield Guard. More Pelargir archers again with an armor upgrade. When they've got an armor upgrade and that shield in hand, that little small shield, they can take a lot of arrow fire. Some Axe Guard, some Harbingers of Castamere. Again, another general in the Harbingers. And then we're seeing some Blackguard there. They've unfortunately lost 1 or 2 of their number, but it's fair. And some Corsair, more Corsair crossbows, of course, as he's just sort of marching forward. They're not really too worried about getting attacked right now. We're seeing a lot more of the Balakith units and another unit of the Alcrondas Legion. Some Dunaim Shield Guard. I'm surprised by the lack of Sentinels today. I would have expected quite a lot of Sentinels to get brought. Shield bearing pikes I always find to be a very tempting choice myself. Some cavalry, the Warlords of Umbar. We saw these men getting jumbled around a lot. It'll provide them a bit of maneuverability. And then what's this last unit that I'm struggling to spot? It should be right here. Ah, the Alcrondas Faithful by Textadane. So he's quite a far distance away from his main army. Alcrondas Faithful here would be able to mince a lot of forces that came up with them. And when one of your enemies are Dol Amroth, is a solid choice to take something that could take them on. We've got Legio playing as our first Gondor player. He's got some Gondor infantry here. Pelargir Marines defending their home city. I'd be very upset if we didn't see quite a few Pelargir Marines today, but he's got 2 of them there, so that's good. It's a nice start. Some more Gondor infantry. Again, 1 level of armor upgrade for them. More Gondor infantry. I think this seems to be what he's gone across the board, which I definitely approve of. It's always nice to have a nice uniform of upgrades. Gondor Spearmen, unfortunately no upgrades for them, but they seem to be up the front here probably just to take a bit of damage. Block off that corridor. Some Marksmen of Caer Andros there moving up to block that passageway as well. Gondor Infantry, another one with 1 armor upgrade. Some more Marksmen of Caer Andros there. It's the Citadel Guard. I never take them myself, but they're growing on me. I can't lie about that. More Citadel Guard, and even more Citadel Guards. So good AP spears to get stabbing their way through a lot of those Umbar men. Definitely not going to be too useful against the Mahud forces on the field today, or any real forces from Harad. And it looks like Legio's kind of over there by himself defending that area. While his allies, and some of his forces too, are holding this area themselves. This is 2 levels of armor upgrade for the veterans. Actually, sorry, that's a lie. This is 1 level of armor upgrade. They still look very bloodied and battle hardened, or well, battle scarred. That's that's not where he's put his general today. And this is the first of his allies, Killian here. The veterans of Osgiliath with 2 armor upgrades. I knew they were on the field somewhere. So they look very sort of marksman of Kirandros-esque. So speaking of marksmen, they're here. They're here as well. Behind them, some more Pelargir Marines and some Athelian Rangers from Legio. First of Dol Amroth's units. Again, I tend to call this guy Quarter. I just have no idea how else to say his name. 2 Dol and Ernal archers. Dor and Ernal archers. Some Tirith Air marksmen there, and some more Tirith Air marksmen. Some Black Swan Renegades, good AP on those guys. Nice AP men-at-arm unit to have. Some Perid Hill Champions there. Some more Perid Hill Champions too. I think those units do look pretty dang good. I love that they have this little, you can deploy inside here as you can see, but there's 3 entrances, not the best place to hold. We're seeing some Braven Helms moving inside though, and some Wardens of the White Tower along with these Nimlothian Honor Guard. The Vanguard of King Ellis are there, some more Vanguard. I guess both units, yeah, Killian and Legio have their Vanguards. And that's this is where Legio's put his general, and that is where Killian's put his general. Everybody's putting their general in the same places today, that's kind of cool. It would be really cool if we get some Harbingers versus Vanguard fighting going on. I'll try and watch out for that. The Fountain Guard there from Killian, and some more Fountain Guard, yeah, solid choice. And some Guards of Osgiliath there, some more Fountain Guard from Legio, and some more Fountain Guard, good. Yeah, so if they can get these guys in a choke point, that choke point ain't going down. Legio bringing the Trebuchet. If we remember, the attackers do not have an artillery piece, so that might be that might be a game changer here. The Haven Guard are standing there, and some Edhilund men-at-arms, or Edhilund. We've got the Perid Hill Horse Guard, 2 units off them there. And that's that. They're a melee cav, which I suppose their job is to go out with the Lancers and protect the Lancers. These Tirith Air Lancers, 2 of them here. It's just a few men of the unit are facing the wrong way. Some Swan Knights there, and then 2 units of the Arathirum. Now I don't know how much that second unit would have cost them, but surely that's not cheap. So pretty interesting fight, I would say. I'd love this position. Like, I've unfortunately had to lower the graphics down because the amount of buildings on this map, it was crashing me out like crazy. So I do love it. Like, I think that this position here, I think I missed this. I like this mixture of forces here. The Gondorian Spearmen mixed in with the Dor and Ernal Pikes. I think it'll be very effective. I think I missed that whole line of people too. Well, yeah. But no, I like that they have this little sort of final defensive point. It's quite a large area to defend if somebody gets through and inside. But the issue is, once this area falls, there's nowhere really to fall back to. They could get inside of here, but as I say, that's still 3 choke points that they've got to defend. They can get... No, they can't really get inside of there. But no, I suppose all the civilians are sort of gathered up in this large building in order to be ferried off onto boats that will hopefully be arriving soon, as long as the defenders can hold the enemy back for long enough. Warlords of Umbar have this passageway that they could just run right in right now. There's so many avenues to attack right now, and the defenders are really going to struggle, I think, to hold them all. I think Legio is going to do his best to hold those choke points, but the issue is, the attackers right now, they could just run right on through and totally ignore Legio, which would be a terrible shame. Now, of course, that would mean that Legio would be able to attack them from the back, possibly, but that's it still would not be not favourable. There I go lying again. Here's a catapult for the attackers. The issue with bringing a catapult when the enemy has a trebuchet is the trebuchet is more accurate than your catapult and it's a much longer range. So if that catapult pops out, as long as the defenders still have a bit of ammunition for their trebuchet, they can shut it down real quick. So hopefully hopefully for the attackers, they're able to use that at the right time. This is interesting. I've never really seen these buildings before. They're kind of cool. It's a little jousting arena by the looks of things. It's pretty cool. I suppose this is Gondor, tied to Dol Amroth. They're very knightly honour and such. I'm sure they get a bit of a joust going on occasion. Pelargir champions being moved forward. I think it'll be still a little bit of time before we get a proper confrontation. It seems like the attackers are just sort of teasing Legio's front line with their cav right now. To be honest, I'd be tempted. Oh, they already have. If I would call over my buddy with the Warlords of Umbar to do this, because you'd be. Yeah, the Alcarandas faithful are doing not too bad a job either, actually. But no, I would request Isaac come over and do that for me, to be honest. Yeah, no, this is such a shame because this is an armor upgraded unit. It's going to be very helpful in the later stages. I'm usually not in favour of this, but yeah, no, good, they're doing it. I'm usually not in favour of this, but you have to just fall back. There's too many places where the attackers can come at you from. Arathirum up against the Warlords of Umbar. My money's on the Warlords, actually. Even the exceptional quality of the Arathirum, they're just so badly outnumbered. Well, not even so. Oh, wow! God damn the Arathirum. Hell, the Arathirum just wrecked shop. Wow. Okay. Cool. No, I didn't expect that. Okay. They lost a few guys, to be honest, but they cut through those Warlords like butter there. Those are Warlords of Umbar. That's not a unit of Lancers that they just went and collided with. That's an exceptional unit of Knights, and they're coming at them again. Yeah, no, Isaac's got to get out of there. Oh, the Alcarandas faithful, though. Surely they'll be able to put up a fight. I don't know, man. I wouldn't be sending these guys out alone. Quarter's got so much cav, and he needs to use it earlier. The earlier he uses it, kind of the better, because when the enemy starts moving forward and starts sealing off choke points, he won't be able to use it as well. Now, this is kind of where the expansive nature of Pelargir might start to go in the defender's favour here. Because they've got such a heavy cav emphasis, all it takes is the attackers leaving one open choke point, and suddenly all of Dol Amroth's cav can be right up their backs. But yeah, I think this is a good shout from Legio, coming back here and just defending this choke point and this choke point. But that's still 1, 2, 3. That's just 3 choke points that they've got to worry about now, which is not too bad. But holding back 5 attackers from 3 choke points is going to be a bit scary. It's good that Dol Amroth has put a lot of his units up front right at the start, because that's usually what I would suggest, so that you're taking the initial brunt, so that then you can start to really focus on just using your cavalry more. We've seen Master Blaster. Am I confusing somebody? I think it's Master Blaster that does the Rohan cav plays a lot. And he, that's what he'll always do. His Rohirrim infantry will be on the front line right at the start. These Pelargir champions, you don't want to be exposing them to a charge. Where are they going, my friend? Quarter. What is going on here? The defenders are not willing to just hang back, it seems. A lot of infantry there, but that was just an unfortunate move. But I say there's so much cav, and there's the Horse Guard. Why aren't the Horse Guard here to back these guys up? Because if they get double teamed by the Alcarandas faithful and the Warlords, this will be. There's some more coming. This is another unit of Arathirum coming forward, but I don't know, man. I'd get the Horse Guard up here. This is the purpose of the Horse Guard, to protect these guys. The Arathirum will no doubt get a good few kills here. Pelargir champions coming in. All right, okay. Oh Jesus, I don't know. I'm sort of eating my words about the Arathirum. I've always kind of felt the Arathirum are a little bit overhyped for what they are, but to be honest, they've really held their own today. I'd come in for a quick charge. The Pelargir champions are without cover there. There's just not many Arathirum left now, and the Arathirum have a beautiful charge. Oh jeepers! If they can shut down, to be honest though, like if they wipe out the attacker's cav, then they've got total mobility. And to be honest, like, even if he grabbed his cav, he could run all the way outside the city and just be right in their backs anywhere he wants. I don't know. Maybe Pelargar's growing on me as a settlement. Originally, I was like, I would hate to defend here, but now I'm starting to think that maybe it's got its perks. There seems to be a bit of a skirmish engagement here, or at least there was a bit of fire coming into these guys. The Royal Guard definitely want to make sure that they use up all of their ammo, so that they can begin to be spearmen. But yeah, no, I think this is good. Using them to counter the marksmen. They're good, accurate archers, and yeah, no, solid. And they've got shields, good armor, so they can take a bit of a beating. You can no longer really counter quality archers with just mass hordes of poor quality archers anymore. It's which I think is good. I'm glad that you can't do that. Nice position from player 1 here. Is he within range? If he is, then this is good. Imagine if they were bloomin' rangers right now. Nice, okay. Cool. I see, as a defender, I would have not seen that as a possibility. It's a good move from the attackers. How's this cav confrontation going? Good charge there into Balakith. Still so much cav left. Peridil Champions, as I say, I'm just not sure why he's using the Peridil Champions for this. Why are we not seeing the melee cav that he's got? Why are we not seeing... I guess, like, he's wanting to just make sure he's micromanaging these guys as much as possible, and then when they're totally gone, he'll bring out more cav, so that he can only, you know, he's not making mistakes. But I just feel like there's a lot of situations that he's getting into right now that he wouldn't get into if he had more cav out here. Like, these Peridil Champions are unfortunately going to get wiped out, and these Peridil Champions are going to get Warlords of Umbar. These Terrather Marksmen are going to get wiped out too. Ah, maybe not. No. And I just think that that's a big loss there. And the defenders definitely have gotten some payment out of the attackers, but you know, there's still 6 warlords there, unless this guy can maybe take out. He can take out 1 more, yeah. So that's 5 left now. And there's still a handful of these Alcarondath faithful there. Now, the issue is the Horse Guard versus the Alcarondath faithful. They've got the general in there. If they could kill that general, then that would really hurt text to name in the later stages of this fight, you know. Yeah, so Corsair crossbows have moved forward now, and the attackers just maybe don't have enough arrow fire forward right now to wipe them out. We're seeing some more marksmen being moved forward. Okay, no, it was enough to chase them away. They did take some severe losses just there. Because this is really, if you can just form up some crossbows and just go right into that front line, that's fantastic. Like, you don't, yeah, especially these heavily armoured Gondor spearmen, that would be such a shame to have them taking crossbow fire. The shield will help them tremendously, but still. This is where you want to get the Pelargir archers forward, which is what text to name seems to be doing, and just try and make the enemy shoot at you. And then you get your Corsair crossbowmen forward. So he's got Corsair infantry, he's got Pelargir archers, he's got a lot of men that he can just waste to get arrow fire onto them. 14 marksmen over there from Quarter. There are units that can slam themselves down here, but I'd want to have a pikeman unit nearby. I guess they do, it's quite close, it's just right there, but I'd personally have a pikeman unit like squished right in here, or just right along there so that you could immediately fold around. I'm sure they would though if an enemy started to push. Yeah, you're seeing a lot more silver than you're seeing black there. There's a nice contrast between Dol Amroth and Umbar. You can really sort of see the corpses among them. A lot of the time when you see sort of Western men armies fighting against each other, it's just a pile of armoured bodies, and you can't really tell who's who a lot of the time. But no, this is quite good. But no, it's a very beautiful city. I do love how we've been able to sort of create a lot. I think that's a standard building, but like buildings like this one here, you know, this has been merged. You know, there's lots of different buildings sort of wedged into one in order to make this. And I say, although you know, it might make me crash now and again, it's very nice to look at. I've got a cat that is obviously not too happy with it, but she'll just have to deal with that. Got a push here from Pelargir Footman. I don't think I'd be coming in here right now and engaging this front line. I think I would rather just be standing right in front of it, which seems to be what he's doing. Yeah, I think that's good. Just form up there to make sure that they can't get like a cavalry charge on your archers or on your allies' archers, as the case may be. I'm sorry, I'm really quite distracted as this cat is just crying about 3 times a second. Can you relax, Jasmine, please? Good. So what do we have going on here? Yeah, just a lot of dead Dol Amroth men, but they've got some good kills here. Like, these are Balakith men. They're not worth nothing. Definitely not worth nothing. And the enemy's cav forces are severely depleted. But no, I think if they could have killed Textadane's general, that would have been a fantastic win for them. Pelargir archers here moving up. 43,000 frames is not really too long for a cityscape or for a siege of any sort. So, but I think that that's generally explained because just that they've fallen back to this final point. What's quite good about this position here is, say if this position here fell, they could fall back to here. Oh, great Scott, Jasmine, I love you to pieces. You're a great girl. I know. Goodness me. So they could fall back and hold this position right here. Ah, we have the catapult opening up. Interesting. I think it must have been going for the front line and just missed. It's kind of scary that he's hurling catapult shots as his allies engaging in melee. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know if I would happily sort of throw some more ammo before I engage and then maybe hold fire after. But this push so far seems to actually be doing alright. Doesn't look like that. Oh no, the pikes have engaged. As I said before, I think uneven ground can make phalanx units very far less effective. But I don't think this is uneven enough. I think this is not too bad. Marksman of Andros there, opening fire. Returning fire, I think, to the Harad Marchers. Yes, that is the case. Corsair crossbows moving forward, so they will definitely retarget them in a minute. Let's see, they're down to 68 right now. Is their number about to drop a lot more than that? Yeah, we're seeing a lot of arrows coming in for them, but I just don't think they're dying fast enough. 64, 63, okay. Tyborg might lose his bottle. He's dead, and he's running out of there. As I say, this is just because my nature. I'm very, I don't know, I guess I'm stubborn. I would have probably, no, I would have lost a few more, I would think, before I pulled out. I would have definitely wanted to get a good volley in first. But the attackers have a lot more firepower than the defenders have a lot more firepower than I originally thought. So many of these marksmen. You know, it's not like, even Gondor archers are very good. What we got here? Turthair marksmen responding to fire from these Pelargir archers. They'll kill a lot of them quite quickly, which they have done, as you can see. But this is exactly what Isaac wants. You know, he's given them an armor upgrade. They've got shields. They are there to take a beating, and they're doing that pretty well right now. And it's just so that Quarter will not be able to use those marksmen against his melee units later on, really. And advancing up here as well, you'll be showing your right side to these men, so your shield will not come into effect. So even the men at arm units are going to be struggling a bit to that fire. Black Swan Renegades there. Definitely want to make sure these guys are fighting Umbar. Okay, good. Pelargir Footman there. feeling like this is a balanced fight, when the opposing side here is loving this all around. Bit strange. Alcronath Legion being moved up. They've taken a bit of fire from somewhere. What do we have going on? Any more movement from Cav? You see, this is the issue now. The attackers have really sort of blocked in the Cav at this point. So I just don't know how much use they're going to get out of it. Now, saying that though, this whole area is quite large. So even once they push through the choke points and it becomes a chaotic brawl, that Cav is going to be able to run around. That Cav's going to be able to do some good work. And killing off these units like the Pelargir Footmen is just great for that. You know, it's that's just a few less spearmen that are going to be able to be available later on. These Gondor spears saving the lives of a lot of the Doranernal pikes behind them, as they continue to hold this line really damn well. A lot of arrow fire coming in from the Corsair infantry, but a lot of that can be shrugged off. Oh, that's coming into the back of these archers. That's a good shot. You could even hit the trebuchet team if you wanted, actually. But no, I think yes, I think they're using a lot of ammunition, and as I say, they're really just needing to make sure that they save something for these crossbowmen, because that is the fear. The fear is, of course, also the demons of the desert, but and any rangers that may appear later on. Umbar, of course, have the Castamir's rangers, and Harad have the stalkers, as we saw, and the shadows. Another unit, an out of ammunition unit of marksmen being sent into the fight. Nice big two-handed swords. They are fantastic. They'll be able to beat. They won't be able to beat the Alcrondas Legion, but along with all of their friends, they will. Doranernal archers moving up to take their place. Not really the same quality, but there's something. Oh hell! That catapult moved really quite fast. Oh, there's two catapults. Okay, hey, yeah. The attackers went from having no artillery to two. How did I miss a catapult? Oh, well, I did. So we've got a lot of damage to these boys. I don't know if this is... Yeah, okay, it's noticed now. Oh, hell. Those are veterans of Skelliath. That's a terrible shame to lose a few of them. Yeah, everything's running. He clearly had a lot of troops bundled up here, and they need to be getting the hell out. Ouch. Good move by that catapult. I just don't think the trebuchet has a clean shot. From there, up and over. Where is it? Oh, it's in these trees. Yeah, you've got a clean shot. I'd be tempted to counter battery fire. Really? I don't know if you really call it counter battery fire in the medieval era, but I would definitely fire upon them. But I guess, you know, that would feel like they're just wasting their own ammunition to shut down the enemy's ammunition, which is fair. Citadel Guard there, they'll be able to take a beating from units like the Pelargir archers, but if Corsair crossbows move up, that'll hurt them. Isaac's taking quite a lot of damage, really. He has definitely been hurt from these cav movements and from archer fire. I think Isaac's job really is, because he's got two choke points to kind of pressure by himself right now, and Inarius is coming, but whereas his allies only really have one over there, so it's kind of a case of just tease them rather than actually attack them right now. There's no point in him just throwing himself into the assault and, you know, like the way I do, and just getting kicked back. Alcrondas Legion here colliding with the Citadel Guard. This is two good quality units, but the Citadel Guard are going to be winning due to just the simple fact of AP. That's all there is to it. And the Warlords of Umbar, if the Warlords edge themselves too far forward here, which I think they are, I disagree with this movement by Isaac. I don't know why those Warlords are being committed right now against this. Yeah, I'm not sure. It might have been a misclick, might have been, who knows. But no, those Citadel Guard are going to be enjoying that fight. They'll take some losses, no doubt, because every single one of those Alcarondas Legion men are going to die. But, no. Black Swan Renegades there. Again, another armor-piercing unit ready to move into the field. But apart from that, there isn't like a massive amount here. There's some Gondor infantry, some more Black Swans, and some Pelargir Marines, but veterans of Osgiliath there. They'll still be able to use up all their ammo, but the whole thing about the veterans of Osgiliath is kind of you want them in melee too. So they've lost half of their number, it's a pain. This position is holding very nicely. More Alcarondas Legion, let's zoom in, get a nice view of that. Yeah, so there's a nice big bulge there. I was trying to debate how effective a trebuchet shot would be, but they would have to get the trebuchet right up to here, which would just expose it to so much enemy archer fire. Oh, yeah, because they could get these men, say, lined up there, just fire right down into this position, but no, they're definitely better off using their own archers to counter the enemy's archers. Dismounted Serpent Guard there with an armor upgrade, looking pretty nice actually. Again, another. I really love what they've done with Harad in the recent version of Reforged. They turned them from being a very sort of colourful. They looked far too happy. Now they look evil again. They look sort of how I feel they're meant to. 93 men for the Alcarondas Legion. I always think the Alcarondas Legion have more men than they do, and I suppose that is why they are. Why they kind of get away with their like locked morale and all of this stuff. Harad Marchers, they're out of ammo. They've not really been able to use up too much of the enemy's ammunition because there's still quite a sizable force. The poison arrows coming into the front line here, so this could break a unit like the pikemen there. Could even break this damaged. Oh god, that's a lot of Gondorian spearmen there that just broke. This line needs to be reinforced and quickly. Those Gondorian infantry need to be slammed right in there. Axe Guard, Axemen, some sort of infantry force needs to come in. Pikemen are enjoying that fight right now, but the Umbar forces are just going to be overpowering them in a minute. Crap! Oh, that's heartbreaking for the defenders. That is absolutely heartbreaking. Good shot from the catapult, really good catch there, but oh god, that will hurt. Another one coming in just for insult to injury type shenanigans going on there, but that's a pain. What do we have here? Really good fight is underway, generally going in favour of the attack and the defenders, which usually you'll always get that in the initial stages of the confrontation. 20,000 frames left, still a long time for this battle. Axe Guard there definitely have the AP to bust through this position. More Gondorian infantrymen coming into the line, exposing themselves to Haradrim archers, but if this unit was stalkers, that would go badly very quickly. Or if that unit was crossbows. I don't know why this position is not being utilised more. That's a great spot. I know Pelargir's a really nicely constructed map actually. I don't think I've got the skill to hold it properly myself, but a skilled attacker or defender could use a lot of tricks here. Black Swan Renegades coming forward. Their AP will make mincemeat out of the Alcarondas Legion. But the attackers really have sort of made a bit of a bulge here now. It's no longer a front line. It is a front line, but it's no longer really a line. It is a much messier fight than that. The Beast Hunters there. All their javelins will be useful. The Trebuchet, now with no Trebuchet, have just been launched forward. I wonder, so this is something that I do, because the Gondorian Trebuchet and the Rohan Trebuchet. Oh god. Oh dearie me. Yep, quite a bit of damage there. These Pelargir Marines and also some marksmen of Caer Andros. But yeah, what like do they have an anti-cavalry bonus? And since they're armored up, are they harder to kill than say the Arthedain Trebuchet? which just has men standing there with a sword and chainmail. I just don't know. I don't actually know about those stats. More javelin fire coming in. Very powerful here from Harad, and there was some shaking going on there. It sorted itself out now, but these men were shaking for a second. Ithilien Rangers up here, they are in catapult range, though that's something that needs to be remembered. Let's come out of this close range so we can start jumping around the fight a bit. No pushing being made here yet. But once again, this is a nice position for the defenders. Corsair crossbows opening up though, and they've got quite a nice shot really. This is the issue about forming up on sort of a slope. You give the attackers a good spot to shoot you from. Everybody likes to form up at the bottom of the hill or the bottom of the slope on Moria. And the reason for that is just because when the attackers are coming down the slope to attack you, they can be shot at by your men. So you do more damage with your archers than you do your infantry, as is usually the case for a siege. Oh, some of these Haradrim spears have done very well, slipping around the back. Those Gondorian infantry should be able to make quick work of them. A lot of these Black Swan Renegades, their AP is not going to be too useful up against the very lightly armoured Harad men. And it's good to mix up these assaults with Harad and Umbar. It's good that Umbar didn't just decide to attack one of the choke points and Harad attacked the other. It was nice to mix up your forces so that the enemy can't just say, okay, all of our AP is on this side, all of our non-AP is on that side. These Haradrim spears have done a really good job, and this position is about to break. Because even though these men are just absolutely pathetic, they're still stabbing into the backs, and that's going to do a lot of work. So the defenders need to decide what to do here. Are they going to... I think it's maybe too late to reinforce this position. But if they're going to do it, they need to do it now. And if they don't, then they need to find some way to block this up. Or fall back and just block up that. Oh god. This becomes very difficult very quickly if you lose a choke point. This position here, Pelargir Marines being thrown forward. Marines in melee are always going to do alright. Up against units like the Alcatraz Legion though, they're not going to be good enough, but they seem to be holding themselves quite well for now. They've probably got a melee upgrade, I would expect, so they'll be slightly better. Always worthwhile grabbing that melee upgrade if you can. Those Axemen have 2 armour upgrades there. Only 50 florins to upgrade them to that state. Very nice and worthwhile, I would say, for Gondor. It's good that Gondor has made it cheaper for them, I think. I think it's nice. You just didn't really see it enough before. Armour upgrades for Gondor, and I think they really benefit from it. A lot of javelin fire coming into these Corsair Blackguards. Let's see if we... Oh, hell. That could have been a lot worse than it was. Just hitting the very back of that position and the other shot coming into this building. Nice. Pelargir Marines still hurling away some javelins. Ithilien Rangers, they've taken a bit of a beating. But if they're out of ammunition, I'd be tempted to just sort of spread them out and just see if the enemy wants to keep shooting. Because sometimes they will do that. Oh, these Haradrim have broke. That's a big unit of Haradrim spears, and they've decided to run through the enemy line. That'll be a... It's a shame for player 1, even though it is such a cheap unit, it was so full. And I think that the catapult is largely to blame for that. But no, that's the defenders needed a win on this side, and they've gotten it. And now, with the loss of that entire unit, this is definitely going to make this position a much tougher nut to crack from the attackers. Beast Hunters are moving forward, but these Beast Hunters are not going to have any sort of shield now in front of them. Well, the Blackguards have moved for a while. Another good catapult shot. This is right into the defender's position, and that's the trebuchet broken. These men are shaken, but standing. The Citadel Guard should not rout too easy. I'm surprised. Very, very pleased those men have not just broken there. Legio's coming forward with another one of his upgraded men-at-arm units. Oh, the Fountain Guard was thrown in, but they've immediately been surrounded. Yeah, that's a shame. See, I don't think that you can really reinforce this position. Maybe you can actually. I don't know, if these men-at-arms, if these Gondorian infantry defeat the Serpent Guard, along with the Fountain Guard, and then the Fountain Guard can turn around, this could very quickly switch up. Only a few Corsair crossbowmen left. Any archer units just there to wipe them out would maybe be a bit of a waste. Some Berserkers running forward. Never really thought too highly of the Berserkers myself. Patrolmen of Harad coming up. Just a few Corsair crossbowmen there as well. But, oh, there's an engagement on this side as well. So we've got the Alcaron Legion, the Dunaim Shield Guard, battling out with Knights of the Silver Swan and Marksmen. Yeah, this is definitely going to go on the side of the Knights of the Silver Swan. Except for everybody seems to use the Knights of the Silver Swan like this. I just find that they're for morale buffing. You know, you should use them in tandem with your lower class units for Dol Amroth. But everybody seems to throw them into situations like this, where they're kind of just being treated more like an elite men-at-arms unit, and they're not that. I don't feel that that's their purpose. You know, here's two units, and of course they'll buff each other's morale, which is nice, but no, I would feel they'd be better spread out and put onto different parts of the battlefield. I really think that the attackers and the defenders need to send some more stuff down here so they can break this position and get the cav out, so the cav can start doing some more work. But I'm sure they've got a plan. What are we at now actually? 46 for 43. Which is pretty dang good, to be honest. Right, okay, cool. The defenders are going all out with this defense, which is not a bad idea. These Fountain Guard are doing a fantastic job, as they always sort of will, even if they are totally surrounded. These few Serpent Guards just trying to hold back so that their buddies don't get flanked. But they're not going to last too much longer. What do we have here? Corsair Blackguard engaged. More Alcaron Legion joining that fight. But with the Fountain Guard engaged, unless those Fountain Guard can get absolutely minced by Javelin Fire, which is kind of happening right now, then I see them holding. Veterans of Osgiliath taking down to 10 men. Sorry, 12. I can't count. Or I can't read, more like. They're coming to the Corsair crossbowmen, which I think is for the best. They'll drop a lot of Corsair crossbows with their fire, but there's so many of them there, and there's just not enough. That's 2 units of Corsair crossbows as well. Both from Tyborg, so. Now the thing to remember here is, are these units mixed in together, which I think they are, generally. Oh, maybe not. Yeah. 1 or 2 of them might be firing straight up. No, they're generally doing alright. Catapult crew, great to see that catapult out of ammunition. As this catapult has to rush on forward. So that's Tyborg's catapult. Actually, oh, I'm sorry, I'm dumb. I saw, yeah, that there was only 1 catapult. I'm sure of that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Sorry. That's all I can say. Got still a lot of Harad reinforcements to come in here, but it's a lot of fodder, a lot of just plebs to be thrown on forward. And then Umbar forces here, a lot of Balakith units. Casimir's Rangers have revealed themselves. Serpent's Fangs, love their weapons. They can be thrown on in whenever they need to be. Only 1 unit of Horse Guard here, the other might be hiding amongst those trees. Still a unit of Lancers, the Swan Knights, and some more Horse Guard. Ah, right, okay, that's where the other Horse Guard unit went. But, Dismounted Knights of the Silver Swan are holding this line, but it's tough, especially the Harbingers of Castamere have come forward. They need a Swordmaster unit over there. And the Corsair crossbows are going to be mincing into these Gondor Spearmen, no doubt. We're seeing a lot of men dead from ranged fire there. Haven Guard, okay, good. This was what I was kind of wanting, but then I saw the crossbows. So they need to get into the fight as fast as they can and not get shot by crossbows, which they've kind of done, which is good for them. So now that the Haven Guard have thrown on forward, I'm interested to see how they go toe-to-toe with the Harbingers. Because this is a general here, this is the Quarters General, and as we've seen before, the Harbingers, I think Isaac does have his general in his Harbinger unit. So that'll be, there he is, yep. Hopefully he'll be able to kill Isaac's general, but Isaac doesn't have too many troops left, so even if he does lose his general, it won't be like a massive upset for him. Haven Guard are enjoying that fight. Harbingers, not enjoying that fight. Okay, cool. Let's jump to the other side and see how this is going. Ooh, some Citadel Guard there staring the wrong way. Some Fountain Guard staring the wrong way. Nah, he's turning, good. Ah, there's a few of these Fountain Guards staring the wrong way. Killian, get him around. But apart from that, yeah, a lot of Harad seems to be having a lot of difficulty here, but this is a big movement now. Another unit of Alcarondas Legion and some more black cards. Hopefully with a full unit of well, hopefully a full, I don't know what you'd call like a quiver of javelins, but hey, a full whatever that is worth of javelins too. Oops. Oh crap. We missed the Mimikill. Oh, we didn't. They're still around. Okay, so they made a push. A lot of them went down, but are they still standing? They are still standing. Oh god. Oh hell. Yeah, that's gonna shatter that position. That's gone. Mimikill, are they running amok? No, they're still here. God damn. Does Mimikill need to be fucking dealt with? One down. Only one more to go. But that position's broken now, so they're gonna flood through. Pelargir Marine's broken. Damn. He's got them running. Oh, it's running amok now. Oh shit. If I was a defender, I would get one of these Pelargir Marines, just put it down. Just because it's inside of your area, it's not going to do any damage to the enemy. You've got to shut it down. They've done very well over here, so they need to get your cav over here. Shut down this crossbow unit, I would say. Because as soon as this line of defences goes, those crossbows are going to rip into the Haven Guard. And it's really going to make sort of the gains, because this was a good move. The Haven Guard got put in here and they turned this fight around, they won it. But if those crossbows are allowed to use all of their ammunition, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Just nobody make a sound. Nope, nope. Hey, it's outside, it's outside. God, get up boys, get up, get up, get up, get up. A lot of them are getting up. A lot of them are dead. Oh god. Okay, cav are coming out now. It's outside now at least, so that's fine. It's stomped down a few Corsair crossbowmen, but yeah. And it's running off, so that's good. Oh, well. It's nice that it will go off and be peaceful. No, I've seen Mimikill, like, they used to not, this is just more my own, like, observation. I don't think anything has changed. But, like, I always felt like Mimikill always, like, when they ran him up, they would always stay in around about the same area, whereas nowadays, like, I see Mimikill just travelling for, like, half the game, and they end up, like, on the other side of the map. Right, so that's Isaac gone. I don't know how, yeah, as I say, Isaac lost his general, but he was kind of one of the initial, like, real pincushions in the beginning, so he's it's not too bad. Good to use your general unit when you have to, you know. These men at arms have done quite well. You see, this is, I would want a Knights of the Silver Swan over here to keep these guys in the fight longer. There's a push going on. We're seeing these men getting nudged on back, and they need something to come here because this is getting very thin. It's funny. I actually think that dead Mimikill is going to benefit the defenders, because of course you can't walk through that. Vanguard of the King Elisars are coming back now. I guess maybe they were exposing themselves to some fire? I wouldn't know. I think they need some help. They need some good help. Do these Pelargir Marines have ammo? They do. Now that the Mimikill are gone, you know, why not? Get it used. I don't know, my opinion keeps like flopping back and forth. Like, so it's 65 for 68 now. I don't know. Ashari's Shadow, I think it's going to come down largely to how the attackers are able to use a lot of this body piercing ammunition. Because like right now my money is sort of on the defenders. In a lot of ways. I think Inarius has a good push here. And a lot of AP to kind of crack into a lot of this Gondorian units. Pelargir Marines coming up into the... Oh, the Demons of the Desert, I forgot about the Demons. Yeah. So there's a lot of body piercing potential there. Yeah. Okay, they're doing a pretty good job there. So many berserkers. Now they need something more over there, and it looks like the defenders are sort of preparing themselves for the final defense, which looks like it's going to be kind of like a holding here and holding here type of thing, maybe. I don't know. Veterans of Gileath still with all of their ammunition by the looks of things, or at least some of it. They're going to be able to do some good work if they can fire upon a lot of those Harad units. The lack of armor means they can really go down quick. Oh god, is that Fountain Guard lined up alongside Wardens of the White Tower? That is like one of the most powerful phalanx combinations I think you can make. But yeah, so that would be kind of cool. Yeah, that's just engaging right now, and what? Defeat is on... How? How are units not just crumbling in the face of that? Okay, no, okay, it's turning around now, it's turning around, good. So that would be the feat. That is a very brutal mixture. And the Vanguard of King Elisar coming in this flank too. We've got the Swan Knights coming forward. Swan Knights, of course, being melee cavalry generally. I've talked about it before, I don't see the point of taking melee cavalry when you're on defense. I think Pelargir's may be different because of the amount of movability, and because of Quarter's kind of idea and how much cavalry he brought, it was good that he took melee cavalry to sort of just counter enemy melee cavalry. But Berserkers here coming up for the Pelargir Marines. As I say, these Pelargir Marines are gonna have an a melee upgrade, so they're gonna go toe to toe with these Berserkers. Not too bad. Looks like they're kind of in guard mode though. I think he's got them in guard mode, which the issue is they're in guard mode, they're out of ammunition, so they're kind of just not really fighting back. So he needs to maybe take them off guard mode and just get them fighting. But yeah, this is good. Now that there's a bit of open space and things are quite chaotic, the defenders can use that cavalry force. And this Wardens of the White Tower Fountain Guard mixture should hopefully do a lot of work up against this force that's attacking. It's all about how, in my mind right now, I think it's all about how much anti-cavalry potential can you steal from the attackers right now. If the defenders can wipe out a lot of these pikes, a lot of these spearmen, then they've got a good chance for the later stages. Almost full unit of guards with Gileath coming forward there. These Pelargir Marines still preparing to fire. They've been holding that pose for a while now, as we saw. I think this is the Mimikill all the way out. I'm just going to check on it though. Yeah, he just seems to have left the walls of the city, and he's happy. Yeah, nice, good boy. All the way back over here now. This confrontation, yeah, and Inarius still has got. He's got quite a lot. He's got the champions in Afra. They're the fear. And the demons of the desert too. Because the defenders are having to use their elite units now. They've been having to get the elite units sort of thrown into fights. We're seeing those shadows engaging. And these guards of Gileath are dropping really fucking fast. Not too many men left from Gondor there. But something. Getting ready to move forward. The Berserkers kind of running out of steam there, exhausted, going up against some Marksmen of Kirandros. Marksmen of Kirandros not just relying on their heavy armour, they are also very skilled swordsmen. So units like the Berserkers coming cracking down with their massive clubs are kind of going to be bouncing off their parries instead of just cracking into their armor, as they would many Gondorian units. It's going to be kind of difficult for them there. And you're seeing that this is really working out. I've said it before, I'm trying to make myself love Swordmasters. And it's not that I don't, it's that I personally just don't seem to do very well with them. You know, I'm always preferring a unit like Men at Arms, but you know, why? It's not that I prefer; it's that I do better with a unit like Men at Arms. So I will continue to try and make Swordmasters work for me, but right now it's a struggle. If those guards of Osgiliath, or veterans of Osgiliath, sorry, still have ammunition, maybe they want to go for those Southron pikes that have just exposed themselves. Pelargir Marines there need to make sure they use their ammo, as the position might break soon. Haradrim archers in their massive numbers are coming around the side here. Not very skilled, but as I say, it's not fun to get a knife in the back, even if it's coming at you from a very poor quality soldier. And the trollmen have emerged here, and these Pelargir Marines are running back. Those Pelargir Marines kind of need to thrust themselves into melee there, because if not, then these guys are just going to go into the back of that position. Some Lancers there running around, they're taking a lot of arrow fire, only 15 left. They need to get themselves into a position, because this is a bit too chaotic now is the problem. Let's look. Look at that. Just like dots of red everywhere. There's very little unit cohesion right now. It's all just insanity. Guards of Osgiliath, Citadel Guard just wiping out some of those routing men. Fountain Guard trying to find a place to form up, but there's so much body piercing ammunition. I don't know, dude. It's scary. Guards of Osgiliath here, kind of getting a little bit flanked, but they've broken that unit of Haradrim archers. It's these few men on the side there that's the pain in the ass. No, yeah, a bit of shooting going on. Oh, Athelian Rangers, good. Yeah, a few of them firing straight up, but not many. Coming straight down into here. These marksmen Carandros still standing, still fighting, wiping out those Shari Shadows. Demons of the Desert. Very frightening boys, just waiting. Champions of Nafrat coming forward. Any ammunition they've got, any Pelargir Marine fire could be useful against them. Horse Guard here just chasing down the shadows, that's great. Yeah, they are not going to last long there, and they've already broken, I think. Surely they can't run into Fountain Guard and not be broken. How? Okay, they weren't broken. This man here was not broken. He ran right through unit Citadel Guard, getting chased by Peridale Horse Guard the whole way, and he didn't break. This position is broken, it's still thick with the daggers. That's another Umbar general taken out. I don't know who that was. That must have been that must have been Tyborg. Tyborg again, not got too much on the field. So the only Umbar man left, I believe, here is Tex Dane's general. We've not seen him go down. He was on the Alcrondas Faithful. Haradrim archers, they're enjoying that fight somehow, up against those Knights of the Silver Swan. Dismounted Knights of the Silver Swan. Citadel Guard, they're kind of struggling. But I think all the defenders are really just trying to make this a bit chaotic, make it sort of split about so they can deal with these guys bit by bit. There's still these marksmen held out. They're still holding. God damn it! And they were holding out against bloody champions of Nafarat. They've really performed sort of above and beyond. Again, they probably received a melee upgrade, but asking them to go toe to toe with the champions of Nafarat is still an exceptional thing. Shari Stalkers there trying to find the target. I'm sure they'll find something. Look at all these corpses, goddamn. It's good that this fight has not been it's been spread, so I'm not really getting much like lag from one area. Like even here, to be honest, it's not too bad. I say that as we get a little lag spike, but we're okay. Trollmen have come through. Pelargir Marines coming into them. They'll go toe to toe with them. They'll hold them in place for a bit. They seem to be actually no, they're not going to be able to beat them though. That's Dol Amroth's general down there. Looks like Dol Amroth. Yeah, he was part of the Haven Guard. There's only one Haven Guard left. These Southron Pikes have gotten themselves into a good motion, so they're going to do some good damage here. Fountain Guards are still standing against them though. And the Melothian Honor Guard thrown in there. A bit of fire coming into their flank. Citadel Guard there will come in against the Trollmen. These Athelian Rangers still have ammo. He's been conservative with it. He needs to be. Demons have emerged. Now, to be honest, I would say screw, being conservative with it. You got to get the demons. Horse Guard are coming in. Right for the demons. Yeah, the demons are a bit spread out though, but even just engaging them, killing a few, you're melee cavalry at the end of the day, so you're not needing to charge. Melee cavalry, you can kind of throw them into a fight up against a unit that doesn't have an anti-cavalry bonus, and know that you're going to be able to hold that position for a while. No, they are escaping though. Needs some fire. Athelian Rangers need to open fire on these guys. Quarter is doing his absolute best. Does he have another unit of cav? I don't think he does. I think these are the last horsemen he's got on the field. I would definitely be pinging this position over and over and again. Athelian Rangers, they're out of ammo. Just get them into the demons. Don't let them fire, don't let them fire, don't let them fire. They're preparing to. Good stuff, Rangers. Yeah, no, they'll do very nicely there. A few Parrot Hill boys in the back. Inarius is just scrambling. He is trying to get them away. A few champions of Nafarat still there. Oh hell! Oh, we were so focused on one demon, so we didn't spot the other. So these demons here have sort of freed their allies by coming in for a shot against the Athelian Rangers. Oh yeah, 93 for 94. Veterans of Osgiliath here, you can't really just rush them in melee with a pleb unit like that. They'll cut them down, but I think all he's wanting to do is just shut them down for a minute. They broke though. And now they're back to firing. Just whatever they can. These trollmen, there's so many goddamn trollmen. Athelian Rangers here, engaging this position now. A few of those champions left. Warns the White Tower standing there. A few of those marksmen remaining. What's this? 17 of the Vanguard. Okay. They've probably used up a lot of their hit points, but still 17 units of that quality can do some good work. They're wanting to just wipe out these demons. There's still 8 of those demons. There's going to be 6 of them left in a minute, but oh, maybe even less, as that guy receives an execution. Okay, 2 swings, he is a big boy. Gosh, it's tough to see them over the corpses. Yeah, they were all just spread out like that, but they are getting abused. These Athelian Rangers still on just demon catching duty. Ooh, the announcer's pretty fond of the attacker's chances here. Vanguards of King Elf. Oh hell, that was a demon's. That was definitely a demon's throw. They can't have much ammo left. Ah, goddamn, that's painful. Corsair Fencers coming forward. Their skill is going to allow them to go toe to toe with a lot of much more expensive units. To be honest though, seeing that unit of Corsair crossbows though, that definitely does fill me with dread for the defenders. I just don't think they've got the ability to shut that full unit crossbow down if they're able to get into a good position. These demons here, I think they've still got some ammo. It's really down to this, because it was a full unit of Vanguard, but now it's not.
Victory is well within our grasp.
Veterans of Osgiliath taking a bit of fire here. They're out of ammo now, so they can be thrown in. They're good for it. The 17 Vanguard force. They've dealt with the demons over there. A few of these marksmen of Kaer Andros taking on this champion. They should be able to do it. They might be able to take down, say, 2 of them, I would say. Oh, 94 for 97. The attackers are really pulling ahead now. They're both happy, but I think it's this Athelian Ranger that's probably tipping the Trollmen into happiness. That's the General of Gondor there. That's Killian's General, taken out by a Trollman.
Now his men can sense their doom upon them.
Oh shit, these demons still have ammo. One fountain guard still standing, and they're about to breach through this position with a full unit of champions. No, there's just too much. Too much still to go. Just between that full unit of champions and this Corsair crossbow unit that I think is just absolutely full of everything, is even the veterans of Osgiliath and what's left of those vanguard can't hold them back. You can see these men, because of how they've died, it does look like they all sort of died in a two ranged fire. You don't really die, I suppose. I don't know, it's hard to say. But no, I think those are all Citadel Guard, which is a shame to lose. And I think that's he's trying. These last veterans of Osgiliath just trying to use up all of the, well, what's left of their ammo. Coming in shots into the fencers, which is probably a good idea. Those fencers can parry away a hell of a lot of blows with their two swords. But or their one rapier and I'm not too sure what you call that. Just sort of a little blocking blade. Let's see, yeah, two of these veterans of Osgiliath remaining still.
Off the serpent's head.
Ooh, that was the last of the defenders generals taken out there. That's the last Gondorian general fallen. And I think that is really sort of that. Is there anything more hidden around the field? No, I don't believe so. I think the last is really... Is there nothing here? No, definitely not. I think this mob is generally surrounded. We've only got a few hundred frames left, so I think that's about that. I'll just have a quick scan across the battlefield. Yeah, I'm quite surprised at how long the defenders were really able to hold just these singular points. By singular point, I mean that once a position falls, that's it gone. You know, there's no more fallback points. Now, yeah, I think Pelargir is tough. I can't be on defense on a map like this. I'm not a good enough defender for that. So I would have to fall back to this final position because that's the only way that I could do it. If I tried to defend, oh god, like there's just so many other ways around. You've got other little choke points like here, 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 and so on. But you know, there's just too many. I think maybe on like a 3v4, it would be a bit more possible. You wouldn't be outnumbered quite as much, but you could maybe sort of defend some other areas. But and perhaps maybe if rules were made that you weren't allowed to attack from these northern passageways for whatever reason, say you all came down. You all landed on this coastline because this one was defended or so on. You know, you can try and just make something up to make sense of it all, but no, this would definitely be a tough site to hold. It's very large, very large, very out in the open. I think taking quite a bit of cab is certainly in your favour here. Holy crap, killing. Yeah, we'll jump through. Player 1. Oh, of course, we get to see all of the Harad boys. Nice. Okay, cool. Let's go through player 1's kills then. Champions and Afarat there. They were sent in right at the end. Like they were the guys that showed up and really scared me. So they could have gotten so many more kills. I think it was good to save them right until the end. Because if they showed up any earlier, they would have had just ammunition spent on them. And I say that as somebody that really does like to use my elites early in fights. Demons of the Desert racking up a lot of kills. That was good. Always a solid choice to take them. And they were good men that they were killing. Really powerful guys. Serpent's Fangs, I think they're poison arrows. Like we saw that, a volley of those poison arrows scared away 50 spearmen, Gondorian spearmen. And that's not a low morale unit. So then we've got these Southron pikes. Yeah, pretty good. They were up against, keep in mind, they're up against blooming Gondorian pikes for a lot of that time. So they did alright themselves. Trollmen, they had a lot more killing to do, by the looks of things. So pretty full units. Hood Berserkers there. As I say, I don't speak too highly of Hood Berserkers. But that's just because I don't really use shock infantry too well. So that's all there is to it. It's not that they're bad, it's just I personally don't like using them. They did good here, and they were definitely a good choice to take when you're up against an army like Gondor to really smash through that armor. You just have to be careful you don't end up crashing up against somebody with a high skill. Haradrim spears there. They did alright. Where was the spearman that ended up just totally routing off? I don't know. I'm not seeing him. Oh well. Yeah. Oh well. Two of the dismounted serpent guard. It's always tough when your men at arms are just not as good as the enemy's men at arms. You're just never really going to rack up too many kills. But the dismounted serpent guard are just the best option for Harad in terms of a quality man at arms, and he gave him an armor upgrade and everything so they did the best they could. Haradrim archers there just there to suck up ammunition. The enemy didn't really target them too much, so that was a shame. Beast hunters, yep, great stuff from them generally. A lot of good javelin fire throughout on that south side, and then the Southern Warband, AP spears. You can't go wrong, really. Always good to take some spears when you're no Dol Amroth is on the field, and then if not, hey, you've got some AP to throw into the front line against Gondor. Then for Inarius, he was up attacking in the north generally. His champions in Afrat, I was quite surprised. Like they were going toe to toe with the marksman Care Andros, and they were struggling. You know, that was crazy. Demons of the Desert there, they got focused on. Like they got nabbed by, and like I got tunnel vision. When I saw them, I got tunnel vision. I was like, we need to shut those down, and that allowed player one to get his demons into a perfect position, because I just totally didn't think there'll be another unit of demons. So that's why they didn't rack up too many kills. They got like focused in by the Vanguard, by Horse Guard, and by Aphelion Rangers. So it's fair. Stalkers, poor guys, didn't do too much damage. Probably had a lot of ammo left, but the Shadows did a lot. So that's cool to see. It's always a risky choice taking both. I think it can usually pay off in a siege though. So that's fair. The two Haradrim archers there. Again, Haradrim archers for me they're there to take enemy fire, not really get kills. So if they get anything like 30 kills is good. I'd be happy enough with that. Two troll men there. Yeah, they racked up some alright kills. Yeah, they 2 hit points each, I believe. Terrible armor, bit of a shield, just get them stuck in really. Southron pikes there did really quite well, especially 75 for sure. It's nice. The Mumakil loved it. Love seeing Mumakil in a siege. It's just always fun. I love seeing Mumakil full stop there. I think they're so easy to kill now because of their weakness to throw. And I'm not saying that needs to be nerfed or anything like that. I just think people don't seem to use them too much anymore because they're so afraid of how quickly they're killed by throwing weapons. He had 2 dismounted servant guard as well, so went for the same strategy. I didn't really see if they had an armor upgrade or not, but they again, it's not bad. Like they get thrown up to the front, and we saw one of those serpent guard. Like they held the line and stopped. They had managed to flank around that front line, and they were sort of like slammed. They were holding them back pretty nicely, even though it was just about 6 or 7 serpent guard holding back that mob of Gondorians. Again, we had berserkers there, some decent kills, good AP to crack through, and then 2 Haradrim spears. And yeah, never really gonna rack up too many kills with Haradrim spears, but hey, they just take damage and hold the line. So overall though, player 1 was over here on the south side, and he racked up some good kills actually over there. I think this was generally the main bloodbath, which that was where he was kind of focusing in on. A lot, he was definitely feeding it nice and properly. Never really just piling too many men on the front line. And Inarius definitely came in at the right place. I know it's part of it to kind of know where to come in from. Definitely coming in the right place to support Isaac and the Milkill. Yeah, fantastic. Text to Dame there. I talk about Text to Dame a lot, just because I see him quite a lot. So no, I was pretty fond of him here. He did some good work. Good for saving these were his, right? I can't see them now, but yeah, that unit of crossbows was definitely the concern when they arrived, for sure. I think they definitely just had everything shut down at that point. Tyborg, Campbell did some good work, actually. Really nice act. Shutting down the trebuchet, the enemy trebuchet getting killed was a big deal. I think had they not been able to deal with that enemy trebuchet, that would have been a big issue later on. But even after that, like, racked up some good kills, got some good spots to rain hail down onto. So that was nice from him. And then Isaac came up there at the top. Good cav play, I would say, to try and go toe to toe with Dol Amroth. Definitely tricky to go first up there by himself, but he handled that quite well. He didn't just throw himself in and waste it, and then let the. And I think, but definitely his best thing was just making sure that Dol Amroth couldn't just run out there with his cav and chase around and come into the backs of his friends. So that's always nice. Legio did pretty damn good. It was good that he fell back. Holding that other area was just not going to work out. It kind of sucks to fall back to your final position right at the start of the battle, but he needed to do it. He couldn't hold the other area. Killian there, massive kills. Jesus. Again, he was defending that south side, so that was well, along with forces from everybody really. But no, that did good. I'd like to know what generally racked up all those damn kills. Like, he was definitely doing good work, but Jesus. Then yeah, Core. I'd say I got some disagreements with sort of how and when he used his cav, but I know kind of when it happened. I know why it happened like that. And I think it was a good idea. It just didn't really play out quite as well as it could have done. And I think if that was going to be the idea, then we needed to shut down the attackers' anti-cavalry potential in a more effective fashion. And also, like, I think those Arathira, just when those Arathira went out, if there was one unit of Horse Guard with them, they could have done so much damage. Because just, like, they were beating those units of Warlords, and they were going all right up against those Alcaron-esque faithful. If there was 45 Perital Horse Guards just there to fight alongside them, that would have been a rip-in-peace Umbar cav, like, right off the bat. And then you could have had total freedom. But anyway, cool map, fun stuff.